that is a little bit of Love of the Mountains. Now that's kind of a bluegrass classic. I used to love jamming on that when I was coming up. And I've heard it done by the Lost and Found and by Larry Sparks and by Ronnie Bowman and other really great artists. Now at a jam session, you would probably be expected that you could just make up a solo to that. Maybe on the spot or maybe at home and bring it to the jam session. But in bluegrass, we kind of value the ability to make up a solo ourselves. So we don't always go play at the jams the solo exactly like it is off the record. It's okay if you do that, but we kind of value the originality of being able to come up with something yourself. And then that begs the question, well, how in the world do you come up with your own solo? So my approach comes a lot from banjo playing. Where they take a melody and put rolls and other things around it. And I've tried to do something similar to that on the guitar. So I start with the melody. And then I add double stops. And then maybe I'd add a kickoff. And then maybe I'd add a fill-in lick. And all of a sudden, it starts to fill out. And then after that, it could be anything. It could be some other different kinds of licks. It could be some cross-picking. It could be all different kinds of things, okay? But that's where we started at. So today what I'm going to do in this YouTube lesson is kind of what I do in my classes and in my lessons. We're going to jump into the computer, start with a basic melody, and see how to build it from the ground up, okay? So I want you to get that process right here. I do teach lessons and classes all the time. It's andyslessons.com. Check out the website and enjoy this lesson here on YouTube. Thank you very much. Two trees on a hillside of the mountain, always looking up toward the sky. Reminds me of my papa and my mama, who lived there for 80 years before they died. Something like that. Alright. So I'm not concerned about the melody so much because we're going to change a lot of it anyway. But two trees on the hillside. Always looking up toward the sky. Remind me of my papa and my mama. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Who lived there 80 years before they died. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is add some double stops in here. Double stops are nothing more than adding the next note over in a chord. So I know where there's a G chord here, and I just add the next note over. C chord, I put my first finger down there. D chord, it's the next note over in the chord. Next note over in the chord. Always looking up. Do we have to put them on every note? We don't have to put them on every note. In fact, practically speaking, you may find that doesn't work so well to put them on every note. But they're available to us. They're available to us. Right? Who lived there 80 years before they died. All right. So we've got our double stops. Two trees on the hillside of the mountain. 1, 2, 3. Always looking up toward the sky. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Remind me of my next thing we're going to do, we're going to add like a little kickoff, and we're going to try to find some fills. Kickoff here, let's see. Ba-dum, ba-ba-dum, something like that. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, boom, ba-ba-bum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Really common, most common fill is a G run, right? Ba ba doo ba doo ba dee. You know, often has a little slide there, a little hammer or a little pull off there. It's kind of the signature bluegrass thing, right? Play a fill right there. Okay, let's go back up. One thing I love doing is hammering onto these second fret notes, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to hammer onto that second fret note. And I will just say I hammered onto this one too. There, I actually slid into that. Has a little inflection. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just adds a little inflection. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do that, but it's there. It's there for if you want to do it. Just a nice little inflection is what that adds. Reminds me of my papa. 1, 2, 3. Do ba do ba do dee. Add a G run at the end. G run at the end. Pickup notes here. The pickup notes are really to let everybody else know you're coming in and when to come in. So they are a little bit predictable. Okay? So now we can start thinking about fills. Fills are these spaces between the vocals. 2 trees on a hillside of a cabin. What could be in there? You know, we visually see a space in the tab, but what could be in there? You know, there could be a little thing in there. Let me try singing it and I'll play something. 2 trees on a hillside up a mountain. 2 trees of a hillside of a mountain. 2 trees on a hillside of a mountain. Two trees on a hillside of a mountain. Maybe something like that. Some little G fill. Always looking up toward the sky. A lot of room there. A lot of room there. Here's a little bluegrass lick that I like. That I hear a lot of people play things like this, and I think it's a nice lick. You know, licks are portable. You know, licks can be in lots of different songs. You need something portable, right? You're going to a jam session, you need a portable, you need something you can just bring and show up with. That's a lick that I've probably used a million times. I've probably heard a million times. It's a lovely lick. Trees on the hillside of the mountain, always looking up toward the sky. Reminds me of my papa and my mama. Do something a little different the second time. How's that? Reminds me of my papa and my mama, who lived there 80 years before they died. I think we're getting pretty close to having a really serviceable solo on this song. Okay, so what have we done? We've added pickup notes. We've added fills, double stops. Here's a little G lick that kind of takes the place of the melody note. I think we're getting somewhere now. Two trees on the hillside of the mountain, always looking up toward the sky. Remind me of my papa and my mama, who lived there 80 years before they died. Okay, so at this point of it, I think first of all, I would say we have a serviceable solo. We have something that's very serviceable. It's melodic. It's got a couple cool licks in it. And at this point, I start thinking about where can I make it more exciting? I could take this right now and play it. It'd be fine. There's nothing wrong with any of this. So this starts to sound kind of boring to me. Live there. I mean, we had it earlier. Do 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 do. So I kind of want something more interesting here. Okay. So we're gonna get rid of some music there, and I'm gonna see if I can't make that more interesting. And I might have to experiment with this to find the right line. Let me try to get the lyrics back in there. Okay, got the words back in. That's the hardest part here. Who lived there? Yeah, and I'm gonna change that. Do 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 do. That's easier. Okay, so we found something. Do 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 do. Okay, so that really flows. So here we have a D lick, do 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 do, and then right here, it's a C lick. Begins right here. It actually begins in the D measure. Isn't that interesting? You know, you don't hear bar lines, okay? You just don't. The audience doesn't hear the measure line. They tend to look very dramatic, like a big wall right there. But they're not. It's just to divide the beats. So it sounds like it flows. I think we've got a solo now. Let's try this thing. Okay, that's a solo right there. That's a solo right there. That's a good break. This we just put in because it didn't have any excitement. It needed something. It needed something at the end. So we got it. Really, the D lick is this. My computer's not doing it, but it's all the way up to that D note. And then the C lick kind of overlaps. Say C lick, what is this 3? What is that note? It's a B flat. That's from a C7 chord. It has a bluesy sound to it. You know what? That's pretty good. That's a pretty good thing right there.